auction for number 31 Jubilee Drive in Rowville. By way of introduction, my name is Zhang and I'm proudly to be auctioneer this afternoon. And also, it's my privilege to representing our owners in the last 4.5 weeks of campaign. Also to assist you with your purchase, we've got Ryan Zhang and Jack here to assist you with your competition here today. So if any questions regarding the property, the contract sale, or some technical advice with your bidding strategy here today, they are here to help. Now, before proceeding to competitive biddings here today, let me just quickly draw attention to the contract sale, which has been made available to you prior to today's auction and on display for the last 30 minutes. Very straightforward auction contract. You find little difference compared to the others that we use in the state of Victoria for resident property auctions. Two parts contract form the framework of your competition here today. The particular sale, both special and general conditions. Attached to that is the vendor statement, which is more commonly known as a Section 32 document. The outlines all the relevant information you need to know in terms of becoming a new owner of this property right here. Now, the particular sale is the following marketing agent for our owner here today is Rowville Real Estate and Property. We sell is commonly known to you and I, your neighbours, your postman, your Uber Eats delivery driver, simply as number 31 Jubilee Drive. Here in Rowville, inclusive in today's sale, are all fixable coverings, light fittings, window furnishings, everything that's in the permanent nature as inspected. We sell under auction conditions today, so ladies and gentlemen, the contract you'll be signing will be unconditional. There is no cooling off period. So upon the signing contract, we need two things from you. Of course, your autograph on the contract sale, and then a 10% deposit equivalent of the purchase price is payable upon signing. Of course, we take personal check or online transfer, but if you do choose the way of transferring, then the minimum amount we need you to transfer is $20,000. The balance is to be paid next business day. Settlement is flexible all the way up to 90 days time, of course, unless you made other arrangements with the marketing team before the commence of today's auction. Now, ladies and gentlemen, as your auctioneer, it's my duty and responsibility to ensure today's auction is conducted in accordance with the rules that set out in the Sale Land Regulations 2014 Schedule 1 or any additional conditions that's made available for inspection prior to today's auction. The rules prohibits the false bidding, major interruptions by bidders, or any bidders attempting to prevent other bidders from bidding, and there are fines for these conducts. Bidders will be indicated upon request by me as the auctioneer. The rules permit vendor bids, a term so I will use. The indicator making a bid on behalf of the vendor will be simply vendor bid. And by law, only I as the auctioneer here today can make a vendor bid. And lastly, most importantly, buyers, if you want to be the one assigning one of these in the next 30 to 40 minutes time, please pay particular attention to the next two rules because they are crucial for your success here today. One, by law, as the auctioneer, I cannot accept any bids or offers that's made after I declare the property sold. So before I knock it down to the successful person here today, I'll simply call it out 3 times, like so. First call, second call, third and final call. And once the property has been knocked down, I can't take any more bids. And lastly, our owner has a reserve price. In the event, if we fall short of that reserve, by law, only the last bidder will have the first opportunity to buy this property at our owner's reserve. Now, ladies and gentlemen, welcome again to number 31 Jubilee Drive here in Rowville. What are we offering you here today is something that we don't come across on a daily basis. As a real estate agent, I've been working in this industry for about 11 years, and to be honest, this is the first time I've seen something like this. The floor plan that was built close to 20 years ago, according to the original owner's taste, and everyone walked through the doors will appreciate what kind of a craftsmanship and the material and how solid this house still is. Built by concrete and steel with around about 2004 and split level into 3 levels. 6-car garage, that's something that you don't see it on a daily basis. And a 5 bedrooms, or you call it 4, plus a home office in the front of the house, and a multiple living area will accompany any size of your family. And not to mention, right across the road, that's the parkland. If you're a fan of a golf, Waterford Valley Golf Course, one of the best public courses in the southeast of Melbourne, is literally less than 200 metres away. But yet, buyers, you are here at 12:07 on a sunny Saturday afternoon, which is rare in Melbourne's winter, because you know this is an opportunity that's too hard to pass on. You know if you missed out this one, you're going to spend an extra 3, 4, maybe 6 months or even longer to look for something like this, at this caliber. We are here to sell, ladies and gentlemen. There's one thing I want to touch on before we start the bidding. Just like I said, something like this we don't come across on a daily basis. Don't hate yourself on the driveway home, and if you need to squeeze yourself for the extra 5 or 10 grand here today, do that, because you're going to thank yourself in the years to come. Now, who's going to buy their Saturday back, ladies and gentlemen? Now we're time to find out at 31 Jubilee Drive in Rowville, who's going to start today's proceeding. A fair, reasonable, and even-handed bid in your hands now. By the way, that's the hint. You to start your bid. What do we see at opening bid, ladies and gentlemen? In your hands. I can't start with a vendor bid, or rather you to start where you are comfortable. Buyers, called out the bid, so look for anyone with a Ray White tie. We are here to help.
1.3.
At 3 is the quarter. Welcome to you, sir, to 1.3. At $1,300,000, I'll call $20,000 rise from this point. At 1.3 is the call to my right now to 1.3. At 1.3 with you, sir, you hold the bid. At $1,300,000, can I call it 20 anywhere? At 1.3 is the bid now. Are we done? Finished? It's silent here. At $1,300,000, who's going to take me to 320? At 3 is the call. At $1,300,000 or 1.3 is the money. At 1.3 now, can I call it?
Another 20.
At 20, welcome to you there to 320. At 1.32. At 3.2 is the call, straight back opening bidder. Take me to 340. At 320 is the call. At 1,320, 40, straight back call to 60. At 134 is the call now. At $1,340,000 at 1.34. At 340 is the call. What do you want to do? At 340 with the opening bidder. At 340 over 1. At $1,340,000 against you here, or more to welcome. At $1,340,000 with the opening bidder against you here. What do you want to do? Take me to 360. 3.6, strike back at $1,360,000 against you now, sir. At 1.360, at $1,360,000, straight back at 80. That's the spirit. That's how you buy real estate. At $1,380,000, take me to 1.4. At 1.38.
1.4.
4 is the call. Good bit there to 1.4. At 1.4 now, sir, what do you want to do? At 1.4 is the bid. Take me to 420. At 1.4 is the call now. At $1,400,000, even money 1.4. At 1.4 is the bid. At $1,400,000, what would you like to do? 10, we're rowing 10, sure, a 410. At 410 now to 410 over 1. At 1.41. At 1,410,000. At 410, what do you want to do? Call it 420. At 1,410,000. 4.3, even better, 4.30. Good bid there. At 1.43. At $1,430,000. Sir, take me to 4.50. At 1.43 is the call. At $1,430,000. At 10 at 4.40. 4.40 now. Call it 4.60. At 4.4 is the call. At $1,440,000 with the opening bidder against you here. At 1.4 is the call. At $1,440,000 first call. At $1,440,000.
1.45.
450 now at 450. At $1,450,000. If you've been to my auctions before, this is a sync though, which means I don't need to go in for instructions. We are on the mark and selling. At $1,450,000 bids over here. At 450 opening bidder. Take me to 460. At 450 is the call. At 1.45. At 450 are we done? At $1,450,000 calling first time. At $1,450,000. Bits over here now to 1,450,000 is the bid. At 145, if you've been holding back, ladies and gentlemen, we are here to sell at $1,450,000. First call. Are we done? At 1.45. Second call at $1,450,000. All done, all finished, all silent, yes sir. 555 at 1455. A new bidder, welcome to you, sir. At 1,455,000 against you, and opening bidder at 1455 is the call. At $1,455,000. Are we done? At 1,455,000 against you here, and sir, same opportunity. I'll take 5. If they're making it easier for you. At 1,455,000 bids here at 1455. At 14 is double 5. Over there, one bid struck out at 1,455,000. What do you say? Quarter 460. We are selling. I can't take a late bid. Once the gavel strike the contract at $1,455,000. Start counting. First time.
1.46.
460, welcome back at 60 at 1460. Another 5 will put you back to the driver's seat, sir. At $1,460,000. Bids in the center at 1460. Opening bid, I haven't forgot about you. Another 5 will put you back to the driver's seat. What do you say? At $1,460,000. At 1460. At $1,460,000 at 1.46 million. First call. 1,460,000.
1.463.
463. We're rolling threes at 1,463,000. 470. It's time to flex your auction muscles at 1,460,000. We'll take 2 and a 65. A 65 making it easier for me to count at 1,465,000. Against you, sir. Rolling ones at double 6, at 1466, at 1,466,000. Knock it out at quarter 470.
8,000.
8,000 on top.
No, 2,000.
Oh, 2 more. You got me excited. At a 468, 468, 70, sir. 70 on the nod at 470 at 1.47. 47 now. Opening bidder, still with me. At 147, looks like all the activity is over here. You've been laying back at 1,470,000. You missed out, you'll see me next Saturday. At 1470, at 1,470,000. What do you say? First call, at 1.47. Second call.
1.475.
475. 75. 76. 76. 80. At 1476. At 1,476,000. What do you say? At $1,476,000 we are selling now. First call at 1.476. Second call at 1,400,000.
Another 2,000.
Another 2. 78. 78. 480, sir. 80. 480 at 1.48. 48. Opening bidder, you've been quiet. At $1,480,000 at 1.48. Against you here and also here. At 1,480 is the bid. At $1,480,000 calling once now. At $1,480,000. Second call.
Another 5,000.
Another 5,000. Good bid there at 85. Change of strategy, sir. 85 now. 86. 86. Go 90. 1486.
1488.
88. Love the 8. Double 8 over 14. 488. 89. 1. 489.
1.49.
4-9. We're rolling ones now. 490. Another one. 91. 91. Go 1-5. 91. At 1.491. At $1,491,000. Beats over here. Are we done? At $1,491,000. Start counting. First call now at 1.491. It's 1,000 over 49 over a million at 1.491. Second call at 1,491,000.
Another 4.
Another 4, making a 95. Take me to 1-5, sir. 96. 96. 1,496. Go 1-5. See if that works.
Another 1.
Another 1 and 97. See, why is it not working? 97. 1,497. Another 1. 98. 1-5.
1.5.
1.5. Good bid. 1-5. Another 1. Another 1. 501. Almost there. 1,501,000. 501 is the call. What do you say? At $1,501,000. Bids to my left here. A quarter 3 times and 3 times only. First call at $1,501,000.
Another 1.
Another 1 at 502. Almost there. 502. 3. 503. 503 now. 1,503,000. What do you say? At $1,503,000. We're on the market selling. Once now. 1.503. Second call at $1,503,000. Well done, finish and silent here. Once the gavel hits the contract, I can't take any more bids.
Another 2.
Another 2, 505, 6, straight back, 506. This there. Got 510. See if that works. 506. Just to confirm, opening bidder. You still with us? At $1,506,000. You have about 12 seconds to think about it. First call at $1,506,000. All done, finished and silent.
Another 2.
Another 2, 8, 9, 509. 509 it is. At $1,509,000 bids here. First call at $1,509,000. Second call at $1,509,000. All done, all finished, all silent here. Out. Are you sure? Imagine this hour next week. You could be at a cafe or a restaurant and enjoy a lunch instead of standing on the curbside or bidding at another auction. And we won't find something like this for you anymore. At $1,509,000 for the third and final opportunity at $1,500,000 and another 1,510. 11. 1,511. What do you say? At $1,511,000. 1.511. First call at $1,511,000. Second call at $1,511,000. How are we all done? All finished? All silent? Definitely out. Well, last time you said you were out, are you still bidding? It's hard to convince me. At $1,511,000 and third and final opportunity. Definitely out at 1,511,000. I'll respect that at 1,511,000. We are selling. And ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the new era. It is sold. Congratulations, well bought. Commiserations to the owner bidders. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you again for attending another successful Ray White auction. Enjoy the rest of your week.